like one of these stores has definitely copied the other's homework.
Oh no, Temu, do better. Why is this not working?
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. As you guys can tell by today's video title, today we're doing something really interesting, and we're actually going to be testing out products from TikTok Shop versus products from TEMU. As you guys know, if you've been on this channel for a while, I have purchased quite a few products from TEMU so far, but I've never actually purchased anything from TikTok Shop. This will be my first time, and when I went on TikTok Shop, I noticed that a lot of the products that you can find on there, you can also find on TEMU. So for today's video, I literally purchased the same exact products from both of these stores, and we're going to be comparing the prices, the quality, and whether the product is even the same. I have already done a couple of videos of this sort of concept, but with Shein versus TEMU instead. So if you guys haven't seen those, I'll link them in the eye. But if you guys want to see whether TikTok Shop is better than TEMU or vice versa, then without further ado, let's get into it. This is how both of my orders have arrived. They're roughly the same size. All right, so first things first, my kind of idea of TikTok Shop is that everything is supposed to be like super cheap, almost suspiciously cheap. But I've also heard that same thing about TEMU, so it's almost like which one is actually the cheaper one. The first item we're going to be comparing is this. As you can see, it's kind of like a game console. It's pretty much like a fidget toy slash game. It looked really fun when I saw it on the TikTok Shop. There was like a little video that was playing, and surprisingly enough, it was very cheap. It was only £3.14 on the TikTok Shop, whereas on TEMU it was £3.32, so only a matter of a few pennies. Suspiciously enough, the same box has arrived for both. However, the TikTok Shop box is a lot smaller, as you can see. I mean, the TikTok Shop one has come a little bit more squished, but all in all, this is definitely a smaller box to this, so I don't know if this is the same company making these. It's almost like one box has been copied and they just use the same template. So let's open the TikTok Shop one first and see what that is like. Oh, yay, I remember I went for the bunny. It is so cute. I'm sorry, but look how adorable this is. I cannot wait to have fun with this. It seems that once you turn the device on, these little like silicone buttons pop out, and I think they also light up, and you're supposed to kind of like press them in. I think this is super adorable. Now, let's compare it to the TEMU version. Okay, comparing the two, they look almost identical. However, the TEMU one has arrived with like a blue mark on it. It's also arrived with two buttons popped out, which is interesting. These are the two devices side by side. At a first glance, they look exactly the same, but the body of like the plastic, this part here, seems to be like a slightly different shade. This one is a little bit more peachy, whereas this one is a little bit more like blue toned, but the difference is so subtle you would never be able to tell. The actual bunny is exactly the same on both devices, so I guess all there's left to do is pop some batteries in and see how they both work. All right, so I've put AAA batteries inside. Now let's turn on the TikTok one together. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the push game.
Ooh. Okay, it works. The buttons don't seem to be coming out, although the music is playing. Why are the buttons not? Ah, okay. So you actually have to press the back. Basically what you have to do is you have to press this part here, like so, and then it pushes the buttons out. It then has like a green light glowing around the buttons that you're supposed to press. So I've done that, like that, and then you push it back up and you press it, and each time you have to press it back up so that it activates the new buttons. It's actually really fun, but for some reason, I thought that the buttons coming out would be like an automatic thing that it does on its own. In the videos I've seen on TikTok, they never really make it obvious that you're having to press it yourself, because when you do it, it's kind of like hidden in the back. But yeah, it's definitely very satisfying, and I really like this. For £3, I think it's a great fidget toy slash just a regular toy for kids. This is how loud the sound goes, by the way.
Push up the back seat and start the game.
I have to say, I think this is super fun. Now let's compare the TEMU version and see if it's any different. And this is the TEMU version. I would say the sound is exactly the same. Oh, I feel like the other one didn't do that. I actually really like this one. I think it's better because it actually has an additional sound effect when you press the back bit and also when you press the buttons. Listen to this. That's so fun. All right, so all in all, I would say both of these are pretty similar. I do slightly prefer this one because the sound effects were just a little bit more intense. The TEMU one was slightly more expensive. It did come slightly scuffed, but in my eyes, I think this one is the better product because I preferred the sound effects. Now moving on to the next product, we're now going to be trying out a piece of clothing from both of these websites, and this time it's going to be a dress. It is this dress right here. It is so beautiful. It's giving all the cottagecore kind of vibes, and I really, really like it. So once again, they used exactly the same photo on both of these websites. Now on TikTok shop, this dress was £6.50 and it was supposedly reduced from £15. Whereas on Temu, this dress was around £10. So let's take a look at the TikTok shop one first. Ooh, this looks really, really adorable. So here it is. This is what the neckline looks like. It's kind of like a squared neckline with these really nice thick straps, and they have this sort of like lacing detail all across the top. I really, really love the ruched kind of cups that this dress has, and also that lacing down the sort of like bodice of the dress. It then has quite a bit of volume on the bottom. It has that lace trimming as well. I think this is such an adorable dress. It's such a cute little like picnic dress. You can tie this into a little bow. I love this. And then moving on to the Temu version, let's see if this is the same or different. Here we go. This is what it looks like. Okay, it definitely feels a little bit better quality, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to explain it, but like the fabric and just the weight of it, it just feels slightly better. But at a first glance, the actual shape and cut of the dress looks exactly the same. It's got the slightly ruched cups, it's got the lace on the bodice, it's got the lace on the straps. Honestly, side by side, they look exactly the same, like exactly the same. Even this little like stitching sort of detail right here on the bodice, it's exactly the same. I mean, yeah, even the lace is exactly the same pattern. This is the TikTok shop one, and then this is the Temu one. They look exactly the same, which is really strange because they feel different. But I don't know if that's just me going crazy or if they are actually different. So let's go try them on and compare. All right, so first up we have the TikTok shop version of this dress. Honestly, I'm literally in love with this. For the price that this is such an amazingly fitted dress. Like, it's perfect in the waist. It's the perfect neckline. The cups are the correct size. They're not too small, not too big. And honestly, this dress is definitely one to keep. I cannot wait to wear this in the summer and have cute little barbecues and picnics. I really love the way the bodice kind of like tapers in, and it almost makes it look like a corset. The length of the dress is literally perfect, and it has a little bit of volume to it, which I like. This is what it looks like from the front and from the back. Honestly, it's giving something that you would get from like House of CB or Opoly. I'm genuinely obsessed with this. I'm giving this dress a 10 out of 10, but now let's compare it to the TikTok one. And this is the Temu version. I have to say, I was expecting this one to fit a lot better because initially when I held the two dresses side by side, I said that this one was the better quality somehow. I don't know how I got that idea because actually now that I have it on, it is so much worse than the other one. At a first glance, it might look exactly the same, but there's so many problems with this one. The first problem is the zipper. It literally broke, literally after one use. So that's a little bit disappointing. Also, the actual like fabric of the skirt seems a lot more creased, I've noticed. And I think it's because it actually is made of a slightly different material, and it seems that this one is just slightly more prone to creasing. It's strange because the bodice feels better than the actual skirt part. Like, the bodice feels thick and nice, but the skirt just feels so thin and flimsy. And also, there's like a little bit of a sort of underlayer, and as you can see, it is completely sewn in wrong. Like, it's so much shorter on this side, and then it's super long on this side. I don't know how they managed that, but it just creates like this super long point right in the middle of the dress, and it just does not look good. But yeah, out of the two dresses, this one is definitely the ugly sister, so I'm gonna say this one's a thumbs down, but the TikTok one is a big thumbs up. All right, next up I have another dress to try out and compare from both of these stores. This is what the dress looks like. Again, they use exactly the same photo for marketing. On TikTok, this dress cost £5.94, reduced from £7. Whereas on Temu, this dress cost £8, so over £2 difference there. Again, let's try out the TikTok shop version first. So this is how it has arrived. It came in this little zipped bag. let's crack it open and take a look together. This is quite a cute dress, I have to say. This is definitely giving like racer girl vibes or like cyber girl vibes. I really like the pattern on it. It's kind of like, would you say that's like a flame pattern? I don't really know, but it looks really cool. It's in like a baby pink kind of print. It definitely really stands out against the black. It almost looks white, but it is actually like a baby pink kind of color. The actual quality of the dress seems fine. I hope that the sleeves are actually gonna stay on, obviously, as this is a Bardo off the shoulder kind of dress. But yeah, the dress seems stretchy. It doesn't seem see-through, so it looks pretty good. Now let's compare the TEMU version and see if it's the same or not. Oh, okay. Is it the same? It looks the same, right? But I've already noticed something. The actual pattern seems to be way more central towards the center of the dress rather than on the sides like the TikTok shop one was. Look at the difference. Like the pattern is actually on the edges of the dress here, whereas on the TEMU one it's like slightly more that way, right? Also, look at the color difference. This is slightly more pink and then this is slightly more nude. So yeah, this has definitely not been made by the same company, that's for sure. But I have to say, it feels like one of these stores has definitely copied the other's homework. Again, let's try both of these dresses on and see which one has the better fit. All right, so here is the TikTok shop dress on, and I have to say I'm in love with this instantly. There's something about a simple black bodycon dress that's always a winner for me, but this time it's just like elevated with these patterns and prints on the side. I feel like these patterns really accentuate my figure in such an amazing way, so I'm really liking this. Quality wise, the fabric is very stretchy. I mean, look at that, but also it's not see-through, so that's amazing. I was worried about the sleeves falling down, but they're actually pretty tight around my arms, so I don't think they're going anywhere. So yeah, this is the TikTok shop version. It is a little bit short, I have to say. I feel like it's riding up just a little bit, but aesthetics wise, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I really love the way it looks, but I guess let's compare it side by side to the TEMU version. And here is the TEMU version. As you can see, the pattern definitely encroaches more into the center of the dress, but I don't know if I like that or dislike that. I don't really have a preference. I think they both look as cool as each other, but in terms of fit, I would say that I prefer the fit of the TikTok shop version just because the sleeves just feel a lot looser on this one. These sleeves also feel a lot looser around like the wrists, so I don't know if it looks quite as good. In terms of the actual fit over the body of the dress, it feels pretty similar to the TikTok one, so no complaints there. I would say that this version is actually a smidge longer, so I don't feel as exposed. Taking everything into consideration, I still think I prefer the TikTok shop version. All right, moving on to the next product. We're now going to be trying out a really fun kind of like room decor slash gadget, and it is this. It is a plasma ball. I have always wanted one of these since I was a kid and I've never gotten around to getting one, so I'm really excited to have one finally. So on the TikTok shop, this plasma ball cost $5.45, whereas on TEMU it cost $5.84. As you can see, the boxes look exactly the same, although the TikTok shop one definitely looks very squashed. It looks like it's been through hell and back. So here is the TikTok shop one. It comes with its own USB cable, and this is what it looks like. Quality wise, it definitely feels very cheap. It's made of like the cheapest plastic you could possibly get, but I'm interested to see how this will work. Now the TEMU version looks like this, literally identical to the TikTok shop one. Size wise and quality wise, they are the same. Although I've just noticed this one, if you look at the inside, it's kind of like bent to one side. I feel like maybe this one might have a defect because of that, but I guess we'll see. The TEMU one does also come with its own cables, so let's turn them on and compare them.
All right, so here is what the lamp looks like. I mean, look how cool that looks. Now, supposedly if you touch it, it's all gonna focus the sort of like current in one area. So let's give it a go. Wow, it actually works. Look, and I can like move it around. I honestly feel like a little kid because I never had one of these as a child, so I'm living out my childhood fantasies. How amazing is that? Let me know if you guys have ever tried one of these or had one of these, because I feel like I could play with this forever. Oh my gosh, look, you can do multiple fingers. That's amazing. Okay, so that's the TikTok shop one. Let's try the TEMU version. And here is the TEMU version. As you can see, exactly the same color. Let's see if it works. Ooh, whoa. This one has like 3 separate blue lightning bolts going to my finger, whereas the other one had only 1. Let's try it with multiple fingers and see what happens. Whoa. It looks so cool. I feel like although there is more currents going into one individual finger with this one, I do still think it's the same product. Oh, wait. Why did it turn off? Did it break? No, I can't believe I caught that on camera, guys. It is fully plugged in and it's just not working. What? Oh no, TEMU, do better. Why is this not working?
I feel like maybe this one might have a defect because of that, but I guess we'll see.
I've literally tried everything. It is completely broken after 1 use. Okay, well, it's clear. The TikTok shop is definitely the winner.
Now moving on to the next product, we're now going to be trying out a lipstick / lip balm from both of these stores. Now on TikTok shop, this product cost 89 pence, super affordable. However, the same product on TEMU actually comes as a 2-pack, so you buy one, get one free, and it ends up being £3.16 for both. This product is supposed to be a color changing jelly lip kind of product. This is how they both look. They literally look exactly the same, so I have a feeling this is going to be the same product. Let's open them both and do a little swatch to compare. First of all, how adorable is the packaging? It's exactly the same from the TikTok shop and from TEMU. Let's take the TikTok shop one first and see what it's like. This is what the lipstick looks like. It's a very light pink kind of color. I'm gonna do a swatch right here of the TikTok shop one. Ooh. That is really pretty. And now I'm gonna swatch the TEMU one right next to it. To be honest, they look exactly the same. So I have to say, this is definitely the same manufacturer for both of these shops. To be honest, I wouldn't really say that this has changed color much since I swatched it. So I think the color changing part is a little bit of a gimmick, but I do really love the color. I think it's very cute. So if you are interested in one of these, I would definitely get it from the TikTok shop rather than from TEMU because it does seem to be cheaper. Now moving on to the next product, we have another clothing piece. It is this right here. I guess this is kind of like a yoga sort of jumpsuit. It's one piece, it is ruched on the back and it's backless. So over on the TikTok shop, this cost me £9. It was supposedly reduced from £13. Whereas on TEMU, this was £12. So I feel like I paid the full price. Either way, both of these are super affordable, so I'm not really complaining. Let's try out the TikTok shop one first. So, okay, the fabric feels really nice. Ooh, it's got padding inside the top. That is amazing. I honestly love gym or sporty kind of clothing that has padding inside so that you don't have to worry about wearing a bra or anything like that. This is the top. This is what it looks like. It is very simple in the front, but all the party is in the back. So as you can see, it's got that really nice cutout right here, which I think is gonna look so flattering. On the butt, it then has this like ruched area, which I think is gonna make your butt look so good. The trousers then go all the way down to the floor and they're like flared at the bottom. And yeah, honestly, there's not really much to this. I feel like it is all in the bag. That's where like the charm of this outfit really shines. Let's take a look at the TEMU version in comparison. Okay, wait. The fabric looks slightly different. Okay, right off the bat, look at this fabric. These are the two blacks next to each other. This one is definitely made from a different fabric. This is a lot more like matte black, whereas this one kind of has like a sheen to it. I don't really know how to explain it, but this is like definitely a different shade of black. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is totally different. From the front, it looks the same, but from the back, I mean, yeah, it's got that same cutout, but everything just looks a little bit better quality, I have to admit. Like the ruching just looks better, and like the trimming of the fabric just looks a little bit better. I don't know. This is what the trouser leg looks like. Same kind of flared thing going on in the bottom. I don't know. I just feel like this one has a lot more shape like on its own as I'm holding it up. I guess let's try them both on side by side and see what they look like. All right, so here is the jumpsuit. Honestly, I love the look of this. It is so nicely fitted, and the fabric that this is made of is so like stretchy and foamy and just really nice. I feel so secure in this. The cups are really holding me in. I feel like I could actually do sports in this. I've recently started playing badminton, and I think this is actually a pretty cute like badminton kind of outfit. It might be a little bit extra for my local badminton court, but Who cares? I like being extra. So this is what it looks like from the front, and then this is what it looks like from the back. I feel like the back definitely makes it look so much more extra. It is kind of giving me a wedgie, I'm not gonna lie. I think the ruching does make your butt look bigger, which I don't know if I want that. Personally, I'm not really into showing off my butt or anything, so I don't know if this is just drawing too much attention to my backside. But yeah, that's what the back looks like. The front, I think, is definitely my favorite though. I kind of wish that the whole thing was just how it looks on the front and it was just pretty simple on the back. Lengthwise, it is pretty long, but I really like the flared look. I think with like a nice pair of high trainers, this would be great. So yeah, definitely a huge fan of this one. I really, really like the fabric and it fits like a dream. So I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. But again, let's compare it to the TEMU version. And here is the TEMU version in comparison. I mean, fit-wise, I'm sure we can agree that it fits just as good as the TikTok one. It's literally the exact same shape, but the fabric definitely differs. I don't know if it's as obvious on camera, but in person, I can definitely see the like shade difference. Also, this fabric feels very like cooling. Do you guys know what I mean? This fabric is a lot more smooth. It almost reminds me of the fabric that bikinis and swimsuits are made out of. The length on the trousers of these is a lot shorter than the other ones, which actually I think these are a little bit more wearable than the previous ones. So yeah, from the front, it's pretty much exactly the same. Let's see if it's any different from the back. Okay, so from the back, I can tell already that the ruching and like the cutout comes up a lot higher. I kind of had a bit of an issue with the TikTok pair because the little cutout was so low that you could see my underwear and I kind of had to like tuck it in. But this cutout seems high up enough that you would actually clear the band of your underwear, so that's good. As for the little like bra slash crop top area, it's exactly the same. Also, I definitely have to mention that with this pair, I feel like this little ruching area is definitely giving me even more of a wedgie. So I would actually say the previous pair was more comfy. I feel like it's really difficult to determine which should win because I prefer the quality of this one, but the other one was a little bit more comfortable, so I don't really know. I'm gonna give this one a draw. All right, and now the very last product we're gonna be trying out is a hand warmer, which honestly, when I saw this, I was like, where has this been all my life? It is also the cutest thing ever that you can carry around in your handbag. I mean, look at it. So over on the TikTok shop, this device cost £3.70, and this is how it has arrived. On TEMU, this was a lot more expensive. This is how it has arrived, and this was £8.98. So almost like double the price. As always, let's take a look at the TikTok shop one first. This is how it has arrived. It's come with its own little charging cable, which I think is cool. How freaking adorable. It's a tiny little pink reindeer inside this like UFO spaceship, I think. It's just so cute. It's so like nice to hold as well. It's like the perfect sort of hand size. And then we have the TEMU version, which is exactly the same from the looks of it. Funnily enough though, it comes with two different cables. So this one comes with the black one and this one comes with a white one. So that's a bit interesting. But anyways, these are the two devices side by side. This one's from TEMU, this one's from TikTok. And honestly, they are definitely exactly the same. I think I'm gonna have to pop both of these on charge for them to work. So I'll do that and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've turned both of them on at the same time. They both have the same green light to indicate that they are on. I'm just gonna hold them for a while and see if I start feeling any heat. Ooh, okay, wait. It's not even been a minute and I already feel the heat at the back of these. So the heat is definitely all concentrated on the back sort of area of it. There's no heat coming from the front at all. In fact, the front is still cold, but the back is definitely really nice and toasty. I feel like this device is brilliant for cold kind of winters. If you live in a cold country and your hands are always freezing, these are just such a good idea because you can charge them up. They don't take any batteries. You can just put them in your pockets with your hands over them, and honestly it feels so nice. So this is brilliant for winter. I'm so happy I've got two because I can use one for each hand. Even though these are exactly the same product and they work exactly the same, I would definitely recommend getting this one from the TikTok shop because it is literally half the price. All right guys, so that was everything for today's TikTok shop versus TEMU video. Let me know your thoughts on both of these stores. Which one do you prefer shopping on? I have to say, as a result of this video, I now have mixed opinions about which one I prefer because TikTok was always the cheaper one pretty much. However, I do have to say I mostly preferred the quality of products from TEMU, so I don't really know. I told you guys my opinions of all the products individually, but I'll let you guys be the judge of which store you think won. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that huge thumbs up down below and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already because I would love to have you here. Also, if you haven't seen my previous videos of this sort of concept where I tested out Shein products versus TEMU, then definitely click the I right there to check them out. That is all from me. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!